Good morning. Have you ever had a kind of feeling that you can't describe initially, and then later when it dawns on you, you realize what an impact it has had on you? I had one of those moments yesterday. So I had gone on my usual round of work, started pouring. This was roughly about 12, torrential downpour. So I had finished my work. It was in an industrial area along with residential complexes. A splutter of foliage, greenery, couple of mango trees along the road. So I was walking out of the office building back towards my car, and I noticed this a small little group of people, standing near a mango tree and looking up. I was wondering, what is it that they're looking up for? I mean, mango season is almost fading out. Anyway, as usual, people have no better work to do than to stare at things unnecessarily. Anyway, without being judgmental, I proceeded towards my vehicle, and I had to pass that little group and the mango tree. But as I came closer, I could hear a cry which sounded like a cat. The typical meow, meow, meow type of sound coming out. I said, my God, this is some animal in distress. But as I came closer to the tree, I saw this little group of people and a young girl, must be about 14 or 15, looking up and tears in her eyes and saying in the vernacular language, please somebody help. I said, okay, if she's saying help and he's looking up, so I also looked up, and there it was. This little kitten must be about a month old or maybe a little more, that big, scrawny little thing, grey and white in color, all wet because it was raining, and it was literally hanging like a hangman's nose from one of the branches on top, and the rope it had around its neck was a very thin one. It's one of those that can cut through your jugular vein. It's that thin. That poor thing was dangling mid-air like a pendulum, and people are just looking. I said, somebody, why don't you go up? They were looking at each other's faces and again looking up. I don't know, it was instinctive for me. I gave my bag to that girl. I said, hold it. I leapt onto the first branch and hauled myself up, started climbing. It was all wet. I was wearing something like this, the narrow collar and all. And each branch scraped me. I don't know what was scratching me. I don't know what was hitting me. I could feel a little pierce here, a pierce on my back. But I just kept climbing because that little animal was in trauma. It would have died a few minutes more because I was literally strangulating it. And it was crying. So finally I reached up, cracking a few branches and trying to find a good foothold because it was all wet. And I wasn't wearing any kind of, trekking boots or anything like that. I was wearing typical office shoes. So I climbed up. The first thing I did was to pick that little kitten up so that she could start breathing. I tried to release the tightness around the neck, but it was wet and it was really tight. So I said, okay, the only thing I need to do now is let it rest, let it get some, let it feel comfortable. I started talking to it, literally like how I'm talking to you right now. And I kept saying, it's all right, it's okay. And I, put her on my shoulder and I kept stroking, and I said, it's okay, it's all right, don't worry, I'm here. And I tried to release it, it wouldn't come out. Then I said, the best thing to do is remove the rope that got entangled in the branch. So I climbed higher with this little thing, removed that rope. It was a black little rope. And then still, while I sat on the branch, I don't know which branch, how thick, whatever, I just sat, and I knew that thing had, was holding on to me. Like she knew that somebody has come where she is now safe. So without scratching, without fidgeting, she just sat on my shoulder, literally. And I tried my level best to loosen it. Somehow I managed a little bit because I could feel the skin, release itself. And then I said, the best way to do it now is to help her, is to go down let's get on the ground, somebody can hold her and then we can try and open the rope. So that's what I did. Now I had to use both my hands, and strangely this little one just sat still on my shoulder holding me. I could feel the tiny claws, getting into my skin. Finally came down, swung myself down again, and I asked this girl, I said, "This is your kitten?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Why on earth have you tied this rope? Who puts a rope like this on a little kitten or a puppy or whatever animal? You put a leash. If you're keeping an animal, for God's sake, know how to keep an animal. You would have killed this animal. Not only would it lost her life, you would have been traumatized. What's the point? At least find out how to take care of an animal if you love the animal." So she was like sobbing and holding, and then finally managed to get the thing off. But what moved me was the way that cat clung to me, the way the cat looked at me. When I gave it to the child, the girl, the cat turned and in straight eye contact, round, beautiful grey blue eyes, kept looking at me, and the message that came out was, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." And something inside it just collapsed. I felt like a feather. I mean, it's a feeling no money can buy. And even today, just now, this morning, and this happened yesterday in the afternoon, in the morning, 11:30, that cat's face, the kitten's face, those eyes looking at me, and the message that is going from her to me is so loud and clear. Beautiful feeling. I mean, I'm so grateful that I was able to be of help to that animal, a speechless animal, and for giving it another lease of life maybe. It's just the point is that when you are in a situation like this, please be careful, yes, but make that effort to save that animal. Don't be foolhardy. Sometimes you need to plan. There were people who were screaming, I told them, just shut up, stay quiet. And I didn't bat an eyelid. I just flung myself on that branch and swung my way up. I knew, because I've been climbing trees, I've had the physical fitness for it, I did it. So next time you come across something like this, what are you going to do? Walk away, stare at it and smile and discuss, like they have on those TV channels. They discuss and they keep discussing absolute useless stuff, non-constructive, blaming, why, what, why. There's no action. Either you get into action or you ensure someone gets into action to save that life. That's where I'm coming from. How do you take care of something like this? What is your thought process? Give it a thought.